What's up everyone, TechCloud here, and in this video I'm going to show you the Sony Xperia Z1 compact review, and I'm gonna talk about in detail the good and bad points of the Sony Xperia Z1 compact. So let's check out the review, and although the review is kind of late, but I have my reasons for that. The first reason is that I like to actually take my time to properly use the device and use the device beyond the honeymoon period, whereas the people normally don't do that and they just prepare the review after just a couple of days. And another reason was that I was actually kind of busy in my job and I didn't get the time, and the only time I got, I was actually enjoying my photography using my Canon 6D and load of lenses that I have newly bought. Anyways, let's get back to the review, and let me tell you that it is one of the best Android devices that I have used over the years, and it is very close to the perfect. Actually, it is not a perfect phone and it has its flaws, but when I first got it, I thought this is the perfect Android phone and this was the phone that I was waiting for. But after a few days of use, I found that there are some flaws, but actually those flaws are not as big as that I should consider this phone anything less than available in the market, and I still rate this phone as the best Android phone, although it is not my dream and perfect phone anymore. But the annoyances are very small compared to what it has to offer. And I still think that the 720p screen with a smaller screen size and the best available processor and GPU is the best solution for Android, both for the normal day-to-day use and as well as the graphical intensive gaming. And the Android 4.4 KitKat, the latest one, has actually made it even better, and it is the best Android phone that I have used to date. The first complaint that I have heard from some of the reviewers was that the browsing scrolling is actually not working as it is intended, and the screen zoom in and out if you scroll using the thumb. But out of the box I didn't have this problem, but I saw a few videos where people were suggesting that you can reproduce this problem if you use the whole thumb or major part of the thumb against the screen. But here you can see I have used the whole finger against the screen and I don't have this problem. Probably the Android 4.4 has fixed this problem or what, but even on 4.3 I didn't face this problem. The phone is very snappy, and even the crappy Facebook works pretty well on this phone, although there is inherent kind of a stutter while you're scrolling, but that stutter is not basically a lag. This is how actually the Android scrolls, and I'm pretty used to that and I don't actually feel any discomfort or anything. If you have any problem, then obviously the Android phones is not for you. But having said that, the Android 4.4 KitKat scrolling is best that I have seen, considering the older Android versions, and Android has actually really up to par with other OS as far as the smoothness is concerned. However, the animation is not as smooth as I have seen on some of other phones or other platforms. It has the best camera in the Android space. However, it has some annoyances that for 15 megapixel and 20 megapixel, if you select these resolutions, you cannot change the scene mode. And also if you put the manual ISO and you change the setting of image stabilization, then ISO goes to auto, and if you turn on the image stabilization and change the ISO, then image stabilization is turned off. So this is one of the minor annoyances I feel while I use the camera. Some people have reported that there is a flash leakage problem in some of the photos that you shoot for the distance object, but I'm failed to reproduce this problem, or this problem does not exist on all units. The phone is very beautifully made and one of the best design in Android space, and along with HTC One, both phones are very good looking and they are really gorgeous. And I have actually used the Z and Z1 as well, but they feel too big in the hand because of the bezels and all. But the Z1 Compact does not feel big, and it feels comfortable. Even if you are left-hander or right-hander, you can use the phone single-handedly very easily. And as far as the gaming is concerned, I cannot praise this phone anymore because it is actually really good phone and the best phone for Android gaming. And all other phones does not run games as smooth as this phone because it has the awesome processor and 720p screen. It is still not as good as iPhone 5s, but still it is pretty close. And because of the immersive mode of Android 4.4 KitKat, now you can enjoy full screen gaming, and there are no more virtual keys. My major problem with the phone, however, is the accuracy of the screen colors. The screen is nice and vibrant and very contrasty screen, but sometimes it does not display very accurate colors, especially when there are orange or yellow in the picture. For example, here you see the orange is not as vivid as you see on iPhone 5s, and similarly the yellow is not as yellow or slightly less saturated than nicely calibrated screens. And also some of the photos have or videos even have yellow into them, and Netflix videos, the Hulu videos are just some of the examples, including the YouTube video. These are some of the examples, and notice how the yellow is less saturated and less punchier on the Z1 Compact, whereas on iPhone 5s it's pretty good, and iPhone 5s screen is pretty well calibrated. And look at the sunset photo, and again the yellows are more closer to orange, and orange is pretty well displayed on iPhone 5s, whereas on the Z1 Compact it's little bit washed out and under saturated. And on the other hand, some of the normal photos I have seen that they are sometimes ruined by the unnatural and uncalibrated colors. I like the Sony skin and Sony apps. The gallery app is very well done and it's pretty snappy, and anything you do with the app, it never lags. And also I like the movies app, and I like the music app, and I like how light is the skin, and also I like that you can theme your phone using the built-in theme engine, and the overall look and feel of the user interface is pretty elegant and simple, and the skin is pretty lightweight, which keeps the phone very snappy. Let me show you a pretty good and well calibrated benchmark, which is called GFX bench. Although people says that the benchmark means nothing, but actually I find this benchmark pretty accurate as far as the graphics and the gaming performance is concerned. And if you run the T-Rex and the Manhattan benchmark and using this phone, then you will find that this phone is actually one of the best phones on Android space. As you can see, the frames per second, iPhone 5s has the best one, and then comes this device along with the Nvidia Shield. And no wonder both these devices actually runs the Android games the best. This is the best Android gaming experience, and if you are really interested in the Android gaming, then Nvidia Shield and the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact are the best two devices in the market. And the Z2, which is called Sirius D6503 in this benchmark, it is actually slightly lower. Not only slightly lower, it's like 5-6 frames slower than the Z1 Compact, and that was actually pretty understandable, and I was expecting this. And the Samsung Galaxy S5 actually comes even lower than this, and the frame rates difference is much more than the Z1 Compact. And the Oppo Find 7, which has the 2K screen, it has even slower performance. But of course these phones still will be faster than the current generation of S800 based phones, but the difference is not that much. And if you really want to see the difference, then Nvidia Shield and Sony Xperia Z1 Compact is the way to go. So guys, this was my comprehensive review of the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact, and once again let me tell you, this is one of the best, rather the best Android device that I have used to date. It has flaws, but everybody has different preferences, and it might not be the best phone for you, but whatever requirements and preferences I have, this phone is pretty good for me, except the screen. The screen color accuracy is not as good as I want it to be, and for this reason I'm not calling this phone a perfect phone for me, and I'm still gonna look for a perfect Android phone. So I hope that you have enjoyed the video, and have a good one. Take care. Bye.